Here is Ezekiel Kralen's latest installment. Not so much about the doggies as it used to be, the two little dogs, Lucky and Flacco, but more about legal things. And Mike, who apparently put a poster up that made everybody upset. False Accusations and Doxxing is the title of this. Ezekiel Kralen wrote. Email correspondence July 17th and 18th, 2023. Eugene Vicious Dogs, Eugene, to Alden Hope, date January 17th, afternoon. Alden Hope wrote, he's softening, a noticeable change, not obviously of heart, merely a move contemporary with the interests expressed by the SFDA. He will cite this post as evidence of his relative normalcy. It is not. I hope your record is complete, just as it went down here, and it can be handed to the DA and the FBI, so both immediately have a case file. I replied, he's citing a case that was closed in my favor. The dogs never bit anyone. It was a ruse by another resident in a stupid attempt to sue the landlord through me for big bucks. Plaintiff had no evidence whatsoever, and it was also clear that the building manager coached him to make the dubious charge. The manager is on his deathbed now, but due to his senility of several years, grew to despise me and used that resident for his vile intentions, or maybe vice versa. Landlord's attorney, after being given the proper information by my own attorney, immediately apologized, and the landlord dropped the suit against me. Now he is suing the fuck out of the resident, thanks to my arguments against all charges that I originally filed against the plaintiff's attorney. I could have sued my landlord back, but out of compassion for a senile man who didn't know his wrongs, I decided not to. This was an act of goodwill, and now the pups are back with me 2 to 3 days a week. I will make a similar rebuttal to Mr. Sewers as soon as the list digest arrives in my mailbox tomorrow. He is continuing to dox me by revealing my address and apartment number, and this latest post is proof. Sewers' Vicious Lies from Ezekiel Kralen to MCN discussion list, date July 17th, evening. On July 17th, make a Nazi offer, squinked. I'm not sure if this was covered. I replied, covered where on this list? What's the point in doing that? This is not a legal forum. Actually, all details and outcomes of this case are on my WordPress blog. Make a Nazi offer, squinked, but Eugene was the subject of a lawsuit at his residence at XXXX Market Street, apartment XXX. I replied, you are still doxing me, Mr. Sewers. Keep digging yourself deeper into that hole, please. Make a Nazi offer, squinked, whereby his ratty bastard dogs. I replied, they're sweet, lovely little pups who wouldn't hurt a flea. Make a Nazi offer, squinked, attacked a poor defenseless Chinese immigrant and left that poor guy with puncture wounds so deep they were dripping blood. I replied, poor defenseless my ass. False accusations from the get-go. You are citing a case that was closed in my favor. Landlord's attorney, after being given the proper information by my own attorney, immediately apologized, and the landlord dropped the suit against me. Plaintiff is guilty of, quote, doctrine of unclean hands, doctrine of unclean, LACHES, I don't know how to say that, and a slew of other egregious offenses. In short, he intentionally lied about every single charge. The list of charges against me, along with my rebuttal for every single one, appear in my Brindlekin Tales on my WordPress log, along with eviction chapters, totaling 21 chapters in all, which I finally released after that suit was closed in my favor. Now the pups are back with me 2 to 3 days a week, along with the landlord's great appreciation and respect. Make a Nazi offer, squinked. There are multiple other cases in the Register of Action where Eugene was plaintiff and defendant. I replied, no, there aren't. Citations, please. Make a Nazi offer, squinked. Proof positive that he has contributed less than nothing to society other than vicious dog attacks. I replied, just shows the utter wickedness of the building manager, now on his deathbed, ha-ha, and my deathbed, now in his death, B-A-D, ha-ha, and my plaintiff. They were willing to have these darling creatures put to death, to sacrifice them at the altar of Moloch. Interesting spelling of Moloch, so to speak, simply out of sheer malice toward me because I advocate for homeless LGBTs and to rake in the moolah as their sweet bonus. Besides which, that lawsuit has nothing to do with the one upcoming, Mr. Sewers, that San Francisco's District Attorney Office and the FBI will soon bring against you. Not only does bringing up the wrongful case against me do zilch in your defense, it soundly exposes your pathological compulsion to lie with vulgar false accusations toward the target of your insanity. Woo-hoo. Subject: I may lose my gaybible.org website in a few days. To my dear Watson, date July 18th. Online Policy Group, OPG, provides free web hosting to LGBT activists on a low income, including yours truly. Every year I get a 30-day warning to renew my domain, upon which I alert OPG, even though it may not be necessary. It is in their name, so they need to renew it themselves, making it impossible to do so on my own. Regardless, they never reply back, and I worry because of that once every year around this time. But this is the first time I've gotten a 5-day notice. So it's possible my website will go down soon, in which case I'll have to scramble to find another host, which will not only cost me some money, but they might not allow a URL with gay-Bible in it, or will shut it down the moment a Christo-fascist goon complains. To be continued.